Let's go ahead and talk about a couple of more things with Renee's quilt that she's made for her grandson's wedding. You know that they're going to love it. The colors are beautiful. The blues, the teals, the aquas, the turquoises, very stunning. I mentioned before, check the arrow down below because this will take you to another video of this same quilt being done. I mentioned before she started with the center with the star and she just worked her way out from there. This is all half square triangles. Pressing job. Let's go ahead and turn it over to the back side of the front of the quilt. What am I always talking about with your pressing job? You want to be gentle with your pressing, especially when you're doing something that has bias edges like half square triangles. You've got at least one bias edge and maybe two, depending upon how you cut it from the fabric. So you do want to be aware of that. Anytime you have a lot of seams coming together, as in her star section right here, and that goes out and out and out, and she has other star sections in it, I would always suggest that you consider pressing those open, because when they're pressed shut, we can have a lot of thickness and a lot of density right there. And sometimes there's just not a lot of space. There's just not a lot of space in between the head right here and where she's doing her work. Let's see if we can get a good shot. She's moving around having a good time. And so we want to be sure and press those seams open to distribute the bulk. Like right here, we've got another star going right there. We've got a lot of bulk in that section. She went over it just fine, but that is something you want to be aware of. I don't know if you can see that on the camera very well. There's kind of a ledge right there where we've got a lot of bulk coming together. She was able to move around that one, but you do want to be careful. Again, a lot of bulk right here. We've got a big bulge, so that's something to be aware of. Press those seams open. You will be much happier. She will travel over it much better. In the same time, when you're pressing the back, not only do you want to press those seams open, but you want to flip that quilt over and you want to press the top side. What can happen is let me see if I can turn this over and show you again. What can happen is you're pressing along. You press this seam, in this case, flat going this direction, but this one right here could be stuck underneath and cause a little bit of a ridge under there, and you don't really know, and you just turn the quilt over and you move on. But what could happen is that little piece could cause a ridge, and then you've got a space there where the head of the machine could come by and tack that down, and we don't want that happening. So I implore you, press the bottom side of your quilt well, the underside I mean, and press the seams open if you have a lot of bulk, and then always turn your quilt over and press the top. It will make so much difference. You will be so amazed by pressing the top, and you will be amazed when you see the difference and realize, oh, now I know why I'm doing that. Now I know how I might be getting those little tiny ridges. There's actually a tiny little ridge right here, and it would make a big difference if that were pressed out. So just giving you a heads up on how that can work.